Well, hello, all you crazy cats and kittens out there. Mr. Hansen's voice coming back at you once again. We are here to talk a little bit about what this panic test is all about that's coming up Monday and Tuesday of next week. Biggest thing right now is for you to understand that you will A, get to use a note card on this test, that you get to prepare ahead of time for this test with a note card that you may use again on the day of the test for your test. This test will be taken on Canvas. Part one of your test is matching, and here are some possible terms, people, events that you'll probably want to be familiar with. You'll probably want to know some background. You want to understand what these people and events and key terms are all about and how they relate to the American system from panic from the 20s and 30s. Remember, our big question has been, does the American system live up to its professed ideals? Reminder, professed ideals, things like freedom, equality, liberty, right? Things that we've talked about in class. And again, did it during those 20s and 30s. So the first part will be matching, pretty straightforward. Level two is a section where you're going to be given either some sort of political cartoon, maybe it's a poster or an art piece, maybe it's an excerpt of a speech, it might be a chart or graph, and you'll have to analyze those things and answer some multiple choice questions, dealing with, of course, the American system in some way, mostly focused on our 20s and 30s here, things that we've studied over panic. Finally, and probably the biggest thing to prepare for would be a written response. Okay, this written response asks you to answer the question, does that American system live up to its professed ideals? And again, we're going to ask you to use evidence from the 20th century. We think it'll be easiest if you use things dealing with panic, since we've spent the last few weeks focused on the 20s and 30s. We think that's probably the easiest way to answer this question with information from panic. However, it does not have to be from panic. It can be from any time period over the 20th century if you want to use that historical evidence to answer the question. Now, notice what we ask you to do. You will write at least 3 paragraphs, okay? And what we're thinking is 3 separate reasons or ways that the American system did or did not live up to professed ideals. So some ideas on how to do that. You could really focus on 3 of the ideals itself and say paragraph 1 is about how maybe we didn't live up to equality, or how we did live up to equality, and providing specific evidence and details from either the 20s and 30s or from any time in the 20th century to answer that. And then do another ideal in paragraph 2. Maybe it's freedom and how we did or did not live up to that ideal. Or you could look at kind of an event and talk about how that either did or did not show a professed ideal or live up to a professed ideal. So maybe for you, paragraph 1 is prohibition, and you talk about how that did not live up to a professed ideal of freedom because it restricted American freedom, and talk about how and how that was then taken away from the American people for a period of time. You could do another paragraph on how the repeal of prohibition did live up to the professed ideal of freedom, allowing Americans to have alcohol, etc. So again, you can figure out how you want to set that up, but that is some maybe some idea of how you would do that. Remember to use specific historical evidence then to support your claim. We are looking for examples, vocabulary, people, events, ways to support your claim of either how the American system did or did not live up to a certain professed ideal. So this is where you bring, again, evidence, information from our studies to back up your claim. Now, a couple more things real quick. You can see the helpful hint down there. Some people find it helpful to make a mind map or concept map. We give you a link to do that digitally if you want. That just might be a helpful way to study. Otherwise, just remember to prepare a note card. I would say the most key thing to prepare for, the part that we put the most emphasis on this test and your knowledge of the American system, is with the written response. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to have some sort of outline and prepare some evidence and kind of know what direction you're going to go with that written response, because again, you only have 53 minutes to get this test done on Canvas and submit. So you're going to want to be prepared to make that happen here in the class time. There is a rubric. You will be assessed in the show's knowledge standard. You can see what that looks like. You have access to this on Canvas. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, reach out via email and I will do my best to answer those questions. So take the time you have to prepare for this test. I believe there's also a Kahoot game on Canvas that you could use to study and review. Good luck, everybody. See you later. Bye.